do you believe wholeheartedly that Jay's your father?
I really do. And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong?
I'm not pointing no fingers. I'm just asking everybody, all the judges or anybody who's working on the case, to do what's right and do their job the correct way. Even if you overlook something or didn't see something, everybody makes mistakes, as I said before. But you know, it's time to actually do your job.
So now Jay-Z's name is blasting all over social media again. Why? Because the judge just gave the green light for his alleged son Ramir to officially push forward with that paternity case. Yup, the court hit Jay-Z with a demand. He's got to answer the new legal filing by July 18th. No more ducking, no more silence. It's time to respond. And guess who's stirring the pot right alongside the headlines? None other than 50 Cent. Not shocking, right? That man lives for this kind of drama. But here's the twist. Nicki Minaj jumped on it too. Nicki actually reposted 50's message over on X, throwing her own shade. She said, "Is this why he was trending the other day? I don't know. To God be the glory." People are looking at that like, Now here's where it really gets messy. Rumors are swirling hard that Beyonce herself is out here playing defense. Allegedly, she's working behind the scenes to block the case and twist things in Jay-Z's favor.
Beyonce's thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp, and she said something supposedly, this is all hearsay, about regarding saying Ramir needs to go away little boy, something to that effect. There was something out there with the song they made. And then next thing I know, somebody was at my property. Somebody came to my property in the evening time and had a conversation about trying to get in through the back door.
Ramir's godmother even mentioned it before, saying Beyonce keeps stepping in and trying to control things. But the wildest part, there are reports claiming the judge only let this case move forward because Jay-Z's name is being tied to some dark stuff, straight up shady activities. They're talking about him covering up an immoral transporting situation that supposedly led to him having a son, Ramir. And people are saying Jay-Z keeps ignoring the case on purpose because deep down, he knows the truth. One thing's clear, Jay-Z never plays around when it comes to protecting his name. Anytime someone throws wild accusations his way, he's usually quick to lawyer up and shut it down. Y'all remember when folks tried saying he and Diddy were involved in that unthinkable situation with a 13-year-old? Jay wasted no time clearing that up. But now, with this Ramir paternity situation, total silence. He's avoiding court like it's hot lava. And trust me, there's been so much happening with this case lately, it's hard to keep up. Let's break it down. Word is, Jay-Z's legal team has been working overtime behind the scenes, doing everything they can to keep Ramir's claims from going public. But now, Ramir might finally be getting that DNA test done once and for all because, according to new reports, the judge officially gave the green light for things to move forward.
You got these lawyers that just frauding and pit anything they want basically in the courtroom, and the judges is just allowing this to go on. I honestly believe that both of them should be hold it responsible for this, because you guys, this is you guys' job, and if the judge can't see this or overlook it, I can understand a mistake, but just throughout the years, this continue to overlook fraud is just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then I don't know what else we can do to help you guys believe that it's something crazy going on with this case.
I even peeped the court paperwork myself. It clearly states, respond to the latest filing by Lily Coley versus Sean Corey Carter. For the foregoing reasons, the court grants the ex parte application and orders that defendant's deadline to respond to plaintiff's complaints be extended to July 18th, 2025. It is so ordered. No more delays. The clock's ticking. Now here's the real backstory Ramir's been shouting for years. He claims his mom, Wanda, hooked up with Jay-Z back in 1992. It all allegedly happened at Jay's aunt's apartment in Brooklyn after he scooped her up from Philly. Wanda said they used protection, but it failed, and boom, she ended up pregnant. After that, she only saw Jay once more, 2 weeks later. Then, nothing. No contact, no way to reach him ever again. Ramir's been saying for years now that his mom first told him Jay-Z might be his real father when he was just 8 years old. At first, the man listed on his birth certificate was his mom's live-in boyfriend back then, Robert Graves. But here's the kicker. Robert got legally removed as the father in 2011 after a DNA test proved he wasn't the one. That's when Wanda, Ramir's mom, came clean. She told him flat out that the only two men she had ever been with were Robert and Jay-Z. And since Robert wasn't the dad, it only pointed one way, straight to Jay-Z. Now things get real sticky here. Folks are saying Jay-Z's been dodging that paternity test because when he allegedly got with Wanda, she was just 16 and he was already 22. That would make things criminal if it's true. This isn't just about who's the father anymore.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, this collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong but come in here, tell you guys the truth.
There's more on the line. Even Wanda's godmother spoke on this before. She said, I got a call from his lawyer and they were very helpful. We thought we would resolve this privately. They even talked about Ram's music talent and whether it was a good time to put him on his record label, but he had to finish high school. So I said no. Suddenly different lawyers got involved and their attitude completely changed. I think they realized there was more at stake for Sean, given that Wanda was not of age. But here's where things really go off the rails. If Jay-Z ends up being confirmed as Rymir's father, that would also mean he allegedly took Wanda across state lines when she was just 16, from Philly all the way to Brooklyn, New York, where it all went down. And that's a whole different layer to this mess. See, way back in the day, Wanda actually tried to make Jay-Z take responsibility. She filed a civil lawsuit asking for child support, trying to hold him accountable. But that lawsuit got tossed out because she filed it in the wrong state, and it never got refiled. Jay-Z's lawyer at the time even made it official, saying Jay wasn't considered an interested party when it came to Rymir's custody. Basically, they shut her down legally. But Rymir wasn't about to let it slide. He picked up the fight himself. Now, here's where things get really shady. Rymir has always said he felt like the system was against him. According to him, Jay-Z was cutting checks to lawyers and judges, making sure the whole thing stayed buried. That's how deep he believed the cover-up went. Ramir didn't just let it go either. He took it all the way up to the Supreme Court. But they rejected his case because it didn't fall under their jurisdiction to reopen appeals or unseal records. Still, Ramir wasn't backing down. He refiled everything in the appellate division of the New Jersey Superior Court. Even then, the process kept hitting walls. Jay-Z's legal team kept arguing he shouldn't have to take a DNA test in New Jersey since he didn't own property there or live in the state. And by the books, Rymir had no legal route left to force that paternity test until he dropped a bombshell. Rymir posted receipts recently showing that Beyonce's mother, Tina, actually admitted in her book that Jay-Z did have property in New Jersey around the exact time this case was happening. So yeah, turns out Jay-Z really did have property in New Jersey. And now, after all this back and forth for years, things might finally hit the finish line because the judge already ruled the case is moving forward. Thousands of folks are standing behind Rymir right now, cheering him on to finally get his truth out there once and for all. But this time, Rymir isn't fighting solo. Big names are helping push his story louder than ever, like 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj.
He has been through some trauma and some of with Rock Nation, with Desiree Perez, with other individuals. What I can say about that is I've witnessed and heard a lot of things. Again, is hearsay, right? So it doesn't even matter. And that's why I'm not even going to go into detail with that. If I have the opportunity to speak with Nicki, would love to connect with her on that. But I've kind of seen, just like you firsthand, how they've they've of her platform, they abused her talent. They've abused of her freedom of speech. They've abused her family. They've attacked her husband. They've attacked her child.
And when I say Nicki is not holding back on Jay-Z, she's stepping all over his name right now. No filter, no hesitation. Nicki recently dropped her own expose after reposting an interview with Dree Hadley. That's the estranged daughter of Rock Nation's CEO, Desiree Perez. In that interview, Dree went all the way in. She's actually suing her own mother, claiming Desiree had her locked in a mental institution. But that wasn't all. Dree said Rock Nation tried to shut Nicki down, taking away her freedom of speech. Dree even claimed Rock Nation came for Nicki's whole family. She said they targeted Nicki's husband, her child, and warned that regular people in America should be paying attention to. That's not just celebrity beef. That's serious stuff. And Nicki hasn't stayed quiet about any of it. In the past few days, she's been saying a lot, even hinting that Jay-Z and his people have been sabotaging her career behind the scenes. Nicki said, straight up, that's the real reason she's been holding back from dropping music lately. Nicki's not done spilling either. She's been putting it all out there, saying there's been serious behind-the-scenes moves to mess up her marriage with Kenneth Petty. According to her, somebody up top's been working overtime to turn Kenneth against her, feeding him straight-up lies and getting people with major influence involved. But that's not all. Nicki's also calling out how her own social media accounts, plus her fans' pages, have been shadow banned. She said it's no accident, it's part of a game plan meant to damage her brand on purpose. And here's where it ties back to Jay-Z. Nicki straight up claimed that Jay-Z owes her money too. Now she's stepping into Rymir's situation heavy, pushing for Jay-Z to finally take that paternity test. And honestly, based on all the latest updates, it really looks like it might actually go down. Ramir might finally get his shot to settle things once and for all. But even with the support stacking up, not everybody's convinced. Some folks out here are questioning Rymir's real motive. Is he really just looking for the truth? Or is he trying to get a payday from Jay-Z? What's he really after? Well, according to Rymir himself, it's not even about money or trying to force some father-son reunion. Ramir said this whole thing is bigger than that. It's about getting justice for his family after being played by crooked judges and dealing with fake court orders that messed up their lives. He said those same court orders are still active today, draining money from his family and putting illegal liens on their home. And Rymir already made it clear before, I don't want money, anything like that from Jay-Z. I just want him to finally tell the truth to the world. If you say, I'm not your son and nothing ever happened with my mom, then just take the test. If Jay-Z is really telling the truth, then why is his first response always no whenever someone asks him to take a paternity test? That's the real question. At the end of the day, Ramir's not asking for anything crazy. He just wants a few things cleared up once and for all. First, he wants answers about how Jay-Z allegedly took Wanda across state lines when she was just 16 from Philly to Brooklyn, where things went down. Second, he's calling out how Jay-Z's lawyers straight up lied in court, claiming they misspoke. Third, even though Jay-Z's been refuting everything in court, there were times when he allegedly tried settling things privately behind the scenes. So what's really going on? But here's where things get even scarier. Rymir said someone actually tried to take him out after he filed that civil lawsuit against Jay-Z. That's right. He claimed folks were shooting at him, and it didn't stop there. Rymir even posted pictures showing bullet holes in his car and said somebody planted stuff inside his ride to get him pulled over. Sounds wild, right? But it's the same type of intimidation Dree Hadley mentioned when she exposed her own mother, Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez. She said the same things were done to her family. At this point, it's given the pattern for real. So now, we wait. Jay-Z has officially been ordered by the court to respond. No more dodging. But while we wait for that next move, I want to know what you think about everything that's gone down with this case. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you made it this far, sound off in the comments. Do you think Jay-Z will finally take that paternity test? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dives like this.